WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. We begin tonight with breaking news out of Lamar County, Alabama. Millport, Alabama Police Chief Charles White confirms to WCBI that there has been a stabbing incident there. It happened in the parking lot just outside the South Lamar High School football field. One person has been taken into custody. The chief tells us that the victim has non-life-threatening injuries. No students were involved in this incident, according to White. Meanwhile, police in Tupelo are looking for the suspect in a late afternoon bank robbery. Tupelo Police Chief Chuck McDougal, Captain Chuck McDougal, confirms that the robbery at CB&S Bank on South Gloucester Street happened this afternoon. The suspect is described as a white male, approximately 50 years old. He was last seen wearing black sunglasses, a black hat, a sweatshirt, and blue jeans. The robbery happened about 4:40. The suspect reportedly ran away from the bank on foot. The investigation, again, is ongoing. We'll have more information as it comes into our newsroom. Happening right now, a candlelight vigil is getting underway in Tupelo for 21-year-old Madkin Sloan. The Tupelo man was shot and killed yesterday morning. The alleged shooter is calling it accidental. Our Quentin Smith is live at the vigil. He joins us now with more.
Yeah, Andre, I'm here at Gumtree Park where the vigil will take place, and people are steady pouring in right now as we speak. Now, when news first broke that Sloan was the victim in yesterday's shooting, it rocked many people here in this Tupelo community. Sloan was only 21 years old, and even though he lived a short life, he had a big impact on so many people's lives, and that's evident by this big crowd that's on hand tonight. Sloan graduated from Tupelo High School back in 2017, and it's his classmates that's putting on this candlelight vigil and balloon release in honor of their late classmate, who they say was taken away from them too soon. Now, I'm going to remain out here for this vigil, but we'll have much more from this event and hear from those who know Sloan coming up on WCBI News at 9 and 10. But for now, reporting live in Tupelo, Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
Thanks, Quentin. Possible miscommunication between two agencies leads to the release of a man accused of murder. The Mississippi Department of Corrections released 28-year-old Joshua Murray last Wednesday. MDOC says, according to their records, Murray was eligible for release. The only charge they had on file was possession of marijuana. What MDOC says they did not know was that Murray was indicted on a first-degree murder charge in the death of 24-year-old Jarrell Ward. MDOC sent the release information to the proper officials, which WCBI has also obtained. Friday, Murray turned himself in to the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office. We've reached out to the Sheriff's Office for comment, but we have not yet heard back from anyone. The plain equivalent of a stuck gas pedal is being looked at as the likely cause of a September crop duster crash in Lowndes County. The National Transportation Safety Board preliminary report on the September 27th accident describes a problem with the power lever moments before the plane went down. The pilot says he noticed the engine had revved up a little bit during a pass over the field on Highway 45 south of Columbus. He tried to throttle back, but the lever felt stuck. After another pass, the pilot says he tried the lever again. This time it broke free, leaving him unable to control the plane's speed. The plane clipped a tree and flipped in a field before it came to a rest upright. The pilot suffered serious injuries, but he is expected to recover. Well, it will soon be legal to buy and sell alcohol in Boonville. The city is the latest in Northeast Mississippi to vote to allow beer, wine, and liquor sales. Our Allie Martin talks with locals and tells us about the next steps in that process.
When Kelsey Edwards moved to Boonville earlier this year, she didn't realize it was a dry area, but she quickly found out.
It was just very strange because I've never been to Walmart or something and it's not having alcohol.
Edwards is glad the referendums on the sale of beer, wine, and alcohol passed, and she believes it will be good for the city.
I think it would be nice to go to a restaurant and have a drink while you're eating.
Now that residents of Boonville have spoken on the issue, it's up to the Board of Aldermen to decide specifics, such as what hours and days alcohol can be sold, signage regulations, and other matters.
One of the rules that the aldermen have been adamant on since the beginning is no outside advertisement. We don't want Crown Royal billboards, and we don't want Budweiser neon signs in gas stations facing out. So we don't want to change the appearance of our beautiful town.
Mayor Lindley says it could be December before alcohol is being sold in Boonville. Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Boonville aldermen will meet Thursday evening to look at ordinances and regulations for alcohol sales.
Well, at long last, we are all dry here in the Mid-South region. No rain anywhere to be found thanks to high pressure. All that rain that came through us yesterday is now affecting our friends up in New York, into the New England area. That cold front draped across the eastern portion of the United States is going to continue slowly making its way out of here. Temperatures around the region this afternoon feeling pretty comfortable. We're 64 right now in Columbus, down to 58 in Memphis, and that cooling trend is going to continue. We're going to be down into the low to mid 40s tomorrow morning, so maybe grab an extra layer or a jacket as you head out the door. Andrea?
Downtown Louisville is looking like a construction zone, but it's all in the name of progress. Mayor Will Hill says the city is working to complete several capital projects that were first proposed back in 2015. The first is improving the traffic lights in the downtown area. The second is working on making the sidewalks and walkways more ADA accessible, improving drainage, and adding landscaping. The mayor says both of these projects should be done before the holidays. A former cabinet factory in Winston County has new owners. Our Riley Livingston takes a look at how the industrial facility is expected to help the city of Louisville. She joins us in the studio with more on that. Riley?
Andrea, Stringer Industrial Park has been vacant for years. Instead of producing cabinets and jobs, it's been gathering cobwebs and dust. Now the city of Louisville is looking to change that while continuing to overcome setbacks.
The city of Louisville is bouncing back after a tornado and economic hardship hit the community. City leaders are helping to move things forward by providing more opportunities for investors and residents.
Been grateful and so thankful over recent years that we've overcome not only a disaster but a recession that was such a devastating blow to our community economically. Years ago we had available space all over the community, and now I'm proud to boast that in Winston County, this is behind me the last available industrial square footage.
That industrial park is now owned by the city. Mayor Hill says he hopes to see new tenants move in soon.
We hope to see jobs, but we hope to see capital investment, and we hope to see revenue. We hope to see this property being put back into good use.
But there is still work to do.
Just like anything, a car or home that sits, it will deteriorate and go down, and that's what's happened here. We have really made a lot of improvements just in recent weeks, and thankful for our partners helping us do this. But that it's in public control, we can now have city and county employees out here working, and we were able to clear off the sides of the building and clean out the building, so we're ready to show the building.
Hill says this project is expected to help move the city forward.
So it's all about thinking about obviously today, but really 5, 10, and 25 years down the road.
Mayor Hill says this project marks the beginning of further development in the city.
Meanwhile, bidding is underway for Columbus's Lee Mall. The auction kicked off yesterday, and the current bid stands at just over $1.9 million. The mall is listed on the 10X website as almost 320,000 square feet. It sits on 30 acres of land. The mall was built in the early 1970s. That auction will end tomorrow. Coming up, it's a big weekend in Mississippi's college town. We have what you need to know to navigate Start Vegas when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Traffic on the MSU campus and in Starkville is expected to be heavy for this weekend's game against LSU. So Mississippi State Police updated the public on some changes today. Westbound traffic on Blackjack Road will be directed onto Hell State Boulevard. All eastbound traffic on Blackjack Road will not be allowed past Loxley Way. Old Mayhew Road at Bardwell Road will be closed, and you will not be allowed back on campus for up to 2 hours after traffic control starts, and that's even if you live in a dorm on campus.
Knowing the traffic plan and following the traffic plan is vital. If you stop and want to argue with the officer or try and go a different way than the direction you're being pointed or told to go, that causes traffic delays for everybody else.
Now, Chief Rice says that these changes will be in effect for the remainder of the football season. You can find full game day parking and traffic details on our website, WCBI.com. Ready, Set, Gourd. Mississippi State's Idea Shop is fueling the competitive spirit at this year's Pumpkin Palooza in Starkville. Groups and businesses across the area are throwing wheels on pumpkins in hopes of winning the first Talladega Gourd 500. Competitors signed up through the Greater Starkville Development Partnership, paying $100 for the kit, with a portion then going to a local charity of their choice. The races will take place tomorrow with Pumpkin Palooza starting at 5 o'clock. Now, our Renee Skinner will be live on Main Street during sunrise tomorrow morning to see how WCBI's pumpkin fares. And as you can see there, Eric Crosswright was there decorating our pumpkin. Let's hope it goes well. For sure, though, Trevor, we do know the weather's going to be good for Pumpkin Palooza, huh?
The weather is going to be absolutely great. We had all that rainfall yesterday. We finally cleared out a little bit today, but the winds were a little gusty. We gusted up to 32 miles an hour in Corinth. I think the winds will be a little calmer tomorrow with plenty of sun, but storms are back in the forecast. I've got those details coming up right after this.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
It is shaping up to be a really nice Wednesday evening out there now that that cold front has pushed through, moved all that rain out of there, and allowed some cooler air to start moving in. It is a little on the cool side out there, so maybe get a light jacket if you're heading outside this evening. 57 is the current report in Starkville. We're 61 in Columbus right now, 62 up in Tupelo and in Bruce, 64 over in Coffeyville. And temperatures aren't the only thing that is nice out there. We are shaping up to have a really nice sunset across the region. Here's a live look from our studios in downtown Columbus. Plenty of oranges, pinks, and blues in the sky as the sun dips below the horizon. There's that same sunset in Tupelo right across the street from Fair Park. Lots of oranges right there on the horizon. Here we are in Louisville. Sun's still a little bit above the horizon there, but it is slowly but surely on its way down. And over in Vernon, the sun has disappeared behind the trees, but we've still got some pretty colors over there in West Alabama. We're going to zoom all the way in from space here and take you into the southern portion of the United States. You can see that cold front that's pushed its way off to the east, and that has allowed some drier air to move in. Just a few thin clouds out there as high pressure takes control of our weather. Now, I mentioned this at 5, but if you're interested in weather and you want to become a storm spotter for the National Weather Service, the National Weather Service office in Jackson is hosting a spotter event. That's on October 22nd over in Starkville, 6 p.m. at the Oktibbeha County Emergency Management Agency. That's right there on Main Street, right next door to City Hall. It's going to be about an hour and a half. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson will be on hand. We're going to talk all things weather, and you'll be trained to report severe weather in the event that you see it at your home. You can help other viewers and help us here at the station. Overnight tonight, we're going to get even chillier. 43 for our low in Starkville and Columbus, 41 for the low in Aberdeen, 43 in Tupelo. Not completely out of the question for some of those outlying areas to dip into the upper 30s, so a very chilly start to your Thursday, but we warm up pretty quickly up into the mid to upper 60s, but still staying pretty comfortable with that light northerly breeze. Now, we are keeping tabs on our next storm system. We've got this cold front off to our west. That's going to move in here, get a little closer to us by the weekend. I don't think the best rain chances come in until Monday, though. That's when we're going to see some increased chances for showers and storms. Some of those could be on the stronger side with some gusty winds. We'll have to keep a close eye on that one. Weekend looks really nice, though. Just an off chance for an isolated shower. Don't think it's any type of things you need to move indoors for. Even better weather coming to the middle of next week after that cold front moves through. So if we can get through these storms, I think we're in for some pretty nice weather this week.
I think so. No one wants to see rain on a Monday, but you know what? We get a nice weekend.
It's going to be one of those days you don't want to get out of bed again. It's going to be raining.
So you're telling me I can stay home Monday?
You got to talk to the bosses.
All right. Thanks a lot, Trevor. It doesn't matter the time of day or of the week. The best players put up big numbers whenever they get the chance. Meet WCBI's Player of the Week when we come back.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
A torn ACL was not enough to keep former Mississippi State defensive end Jeffrey Simmons from getting picked up in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft. 6 months after Simmons went as the 19th pick to the Tennessee Titans, the rookie can finally step foot on an NFL practice field. The Knoxville County native returned to practice on Monday. Simmons saying after practice that he feels ready to go and that his knee feels good. Titans head coach Mike Vrabel says he expects to activate Simmons from the non-football injury list this week. Baseball remains months away. However, Mississippi State released its 2020 season schedule. Mark your calendars for a 3-game series against an NCAA powerhouse, Oregon State. The 2018 College World Series rematch between the Bulldogs and the Beavers is February 21st through the 23rd at Duty Noble Field. That series is just 3 of 31 home games MSU will play this upcoming season. Other home series include Arkansas, Mizzou, Texas A&M, Kentucky, and in-state rival Ole Miss. Ole Miss football has turned a quarterback competition into a quarterback situation. Week 1, the Rebels had a definitive starter with redshirted freshman QB Matt Corral. Week 5, after an impressive performance and a Corral rib injury, true freshman QB John Rice Plumlee was the go-to signal caller. Heading into Week 8, there's a rotation between the two. However, the Rebels saying the constant change is not a challenge.
I don't think it affects it much. But I'm confident in both guys. I feel like obviously each guy brings something different to the table, but I feel like we can be successful with either one.
Two really, really good competitors that have very unique skill sets, and that's probably the difference. Is most people that have quarterbacks are similar. These guys have unique skill sets, and they're both competing. I was very impressed with how they fed off of each other and how unselfish they were, pulling for each other on the sideline. I think that impressed the guys on the sideline as well.
The end zone game of the week is typically reserved for a matchup between a pair of the best teams in our area. For Week 9 of the season, we're making an exception for a top 5 battle in the state. The first-ranked Madison Central Jaguars will enter the nest to face off against the third-ranked Starkville Yellow Jackets. Madison Central has yet to lose a game this season. Unlucky for the Jags, Starkville has not lost a game at home since 2014. We'll be live from the nest on Friday, preparing you with everything you need to know before kickoff at 7 p.m. It's back to the gridiron for our WCBI Player of the Week. Even with one less day of practice due to last-minute schedule changes, Noxapater quarterback Katie Carter balled out. In the Tigers' last game against French Camp, he racked up 150 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. One of those touchdowns, a 75-yard kick return. For good measure, Carter also added 3 tackles on defense. That well-rounded performance Carter attributes to proper preparation.
It all started in the weight room. Hard work pays off. Just running and it's in my blood, I just do it. Just do it. The only thing was on my mind was going to score. That's all, just going to score. When I touch that ball, it's just going to score every time.
Carter and the Tigers, Andra, are also looking to get a big win this upcoming Friday as well.
All right, a lot of good football games this Friday night. All right, when we come back, a last look at the forecast.
Some beautiful weather in store for the next few days. I think the weekend's going to be pretty nice, even though I've got some rain chances on there. I really think it's going to be like a hit or miss shower kind of thing. Most everybody's going to stay dry. Not on Monday, though. That's going to be kind of that stormy, gusty wind kind of day. But right after that, even more beautiful weather. So if we can get through Monday, we'll be
okay.
All good. Yep.
And you're happy to see Friday night's forecast.
Yeah, I was saying I'm looking at Friday and I like what I see.
I did that just for you, Courtney.
We'll be friends this week.
Okay,
yes.
just this week.
Thank you for looking out.
Of course.
All right, so we got Pumpkin Palooza Thursday night, Friday night football, Saturday football.
Saturday
it's all
football
looking good for
too.
that.
All
Everybody
looks
just
great.
rest on Monday.
Yeah. You'll need it after.
Take off work if you
Absolutely.
can. like
That's the
Andrea
news
said.
at 6. See you tonight.